Hello and welcome to this episode of Spotlight 2 and 9, sponsored by Horseshoe Casino Hammond, offering a premier gaming and entertainment experience in Northwest Indiana. Today's topic is the Bears coming to Northwest Indiana, and to lead that discussion, we are joined with two great guests. The first one being member of the House of Representatives from the 2nd District, Mr. Earl Harris, and the second being Jesse Nunez from the group Better for the Bears to talk about how you can stay connected to the movement. So coming from all the way down south in Indy, Mr. Earl Harris. Earl?
How you doing? Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. So Bears coming to Northwest Indiana, obviously a hot topic. Can you kind of fill us in a little bit on maybe the origin of the bill?
Yeah, I can give you some history. So my father had this seat for 33 years before he passed away in March of 15, and Dad always had a big vision for Northwest Indiana. You know, obviously we have the casinos in East Chicago, Gary Hammond, the Cumming Convention Center. So that and a sports stadium, pro sports, were big for him to work on. So he was working on that when he passed away. I brought the bill back in 2024. And nothing really happened in 24, but 2025, there was new excitement. So the bill did come that creates a sports commission here in Northwest Indiana to bring professional sports. So it's made up of members from the 4 counties in Northwest Indiana. The governor gets a choice, and we've had about 4 or 5 meetings so far. And that's really, in terms of the commission and bringing pro sports, history of that. And then one day, a gentleman named Kevin Warren with the Bears decides to write a letter. And that letter is that the Bears are looking for an opportunity to find a new home, and that Northwest Indiana is on the list. And so while a lot of people ask me if did you have insight? Did you write the bill for the Bears? I would love to say that that's the real history of it. But in reality, it's not the history, but I'm so glad that the Bears are looking at our area for their next home.
So it was a surprise when you saw the open letter to pretty much all the fans and season ticket holders. It was also to you.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought once they, the whole Arlington purchase, I think everyone thought that was it and that there's no way they're going to leave. They're going to land there. And then that hasn't really worked out on that side of the state line. And so Northwest Indiana became, I'm going to call us number 1 on the list, whether we are or not. I'm going to call us that in terms of an option. And it really does make sense for so many reasons for the Bears to come to Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, well, it seems like right now it looks like the sites that we're looking into are north of 30, or north of 8094. I mean, any insight on I guess the most, like, what's going on, possibly most attractive possibilities? Or I know we've gotten some like, I guess, buy-in from Hammond. We got buy-in from Gary. Yeah. How does that look for you moving forward?
If I can say something first, I think I don't want to forget that the Bears are in the middle of a playoff run. So, rooting for the Bears right now is really the number 1 thing in terms of what to do. But to answer your question, when you look at locations, my district encompasses East Chicago, Gary Hammond. So landing in one of those cities is great. East Chicago, we probably don't have the space for it. But when you look at Gary, there's an example where Hard Rock is, and the Cumming Convention Center, there is space there for a stadium. I believe there's still space on the lakefront. Hammond, when you look in the Wolf Lake area. So I think when you look at 2 cities of Gary and Hammond, there's definitely opportunities in those locations. The other part of that is you're talking about cities that are close to the state line. I mean, I live in East Chicago, and I can get downtown Chicago, whether I drive or whether I get on the train to South Shore. I can be there in about 25-30 minutes. So the proximity to Chicago is a real benefit when you talk about Northwest Indiana. And that's only one of many benefits for us.
Awesome. Well, given your, I guess, your status in this whole role of the Bears potentially coming to Northwest Indiana, a lot of people initially started to talk about it being a leverage play for Arlington and push the Illinois politicians to kind of make something happen. Just from your understanding of it and your conversations, is this something that is tangible and real?
I have been asked that question a lot, and maybe it started off as a leverage play by the Bears, but I think we've seen, especially what's happened in the last few days, the NFL commissioner's not going to come into Northwest Indiana if it's not serious. The Bears have put out a survey asking about the viability of their season ticket holders to go to a stadium and watch the games in Northwest Indiana. And when you really look at just break down the viability of it, things are better financially for the Bears on this side of the state line. When you talk about taxes, that will help them out for such a, building up a stadium. When you look at the fan base, Northwest Indiana watches Chicago television. So people walk around in Bears, Bulls, White Sox, Cubs, Blackhawks jerseys. I'm in Indianapolis right now at the State House. This is Colts and Pacers country, but Northwest Indiana, not so much. So the fan base is there. Access is so easy. I already talked about how easy it is for me to get downtown from where I live in East Chicago. 8094 or other highways, it's easy to get into there if you want to drive, you want to take the South Shore in. There's also an airport in Gary. So whether it's the team flying in or people flying in, whatever it is, that fan base is there. And I think you actually increase the fan base because if they're in Northwest Indiana, it probably also draws more people that are further east when you get into Michigan City and South Bend that I'm sure are already a lot of Bears fans there. It may actually increase those numbers. So there's other things too, but those are some of the big assets in terms of the Bears coming and making their home in Northwest Indiana.
So I got one last question for you, and I'll make sure to kind of keep it quick. I know you're busy downstate in a lot of different meetings. What does the timeline look like for this to be where we have some form of conclusion?
So we're targeted at ending session by February 27th. So, that's over a month. It's a month plus. We really, as I've been having conversations with other people in leadership, it would be best to get this done before. So we're in the, as I had some conversation, we're in the prep mode of, we need to do something legislatively. We're getting prepared for that. Obviously there's conversations that are going on that even I'm not privy to, but we can make this happen before we get out of here at the end of February. So I am sure, again, some conversations that I have not been part of, that's been part of the conversation is let's get this thing wrapped up in the next month plus.
Wow. And how big is that role for the politicians of Indiana to be behind it?
Well, it's huge. I mean, you heard, the governor has talked about it. I'm in the House. Speaker of the House, Todd Houston, has talked about it. Senator Mishler, who was a sponsor of the bill in the Senate, is over appropriation. I mean, you heard this constant story of, we are here, the Bears coming over to Northwest Indiana will be such a big win. It'll be a win for economic development. It'll be a win for workforce. It'll be a win that it'll draw in other people, other businesses to the area and, really help it so our young people have an opportunity to stay at home that are in Northwest Indiana, not have to leave, but stay at home and have a career and work in professional sports at home. So it's a long list of wins. When you talk about union jobs to build it, the trades to build it, the permanent jobs that will come out of it, the attention it will bring. And if you don't mind me going on, because I can talk about Northwest Indiana forever. When you talk about, I'll just use the cities that I represent, East Chicago, Gary, Hammond, all of them have lakefronts. So I've been pushing tourism since I first ran for office. Indiana makes, I believe it's around range of about 14 billion a year in tourism, and that's hundreds of thousands of jobs. So when you look at Northwest Indiana, someone can come in, say spend a weekend hanging out, watching the Bears. They can make a weekend of it if they want to hang out, at a casino. We have casinos here. We have restaurants. If people want to come in, if the weather's nice, say Ameristar, where I live in East Chicago, they can go out to the beach because it's right on the beach. There's lots of great shows at Hard Rock, big time shows there. A lot of good shows at Horseshoe as well. I saw Morris Day in the Time there recently, or last show I saw there. So, there's so much here that is just screams, come hang out in Northwest Indiana and take advantage and enjoy the wonderful assets that we have.
Well, Earl, you are welcome here anytime. Keep me up to date. I'd love to keep chiming in. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to meet today. And thank you, man. Good luck.
No, happy to. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
All right. Thanks, Earl. Before we move on to our next guest, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. When it comes to unforgettable events, Horseshoe Casino Hammond sets the stage. From the City View Lounge to the venue or to the fan cave, there's a perfect fit for every celebration. Whether you're planning a casual, laid-back gathering or an elegant affair wrapped in radiance, your event shines here. Celebrate in the City View Lounge and enjoy an elevated bar experience defined by sleek design and effortless sophistication. From elegant plated dinners, abundant buffets, and customizable culinary stations, every detail is crafted to impress. So my next guest is coming in. He is known all over the region as one of the biggest promoters. You may know him from many of the MMA fights that are happening locally, but he's here to talk Bears. He's here to talk better for the Bears. And this is Jesse Nunez. Jesse?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How are you doing? Good. How are you doing?
Great. I'm excited. Just listen to Earl talk. Like we have a chance at landing this thing, man. I mean, the Bears can be right here in the region.
It's nuts. I mean, it seems like a pipe dream, and then as soon as you hear you see the letter, and then you read it, and then it just seems the momentum is going our favor. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy that they were working on that bill prior to that letter coming out. That bill was signed in the summertime, and then fast forward 4 or 5 months later, it's an actual opportunity to land the Bears. And I just think it's a phenomenal opportunity for Northwest Indiana. And honestly, it's the best opportunity for the Bears.
It's unbelievable. And then when you start to put the real thought behind it, all of it makes dollars and cents.
Well, that's the only reason it makes sense. It makes dollars and cents, right? I mean, yep. And I want to set the narrative. The Bears moving to Northwest Indiana is not leaving Chicago. If you throw a rock off the side of Wolf Lake, you hit Illinois. Like, they're not leaving Chicago. They're just moving 20 minutes south, and they're still going to be the Chicago Bears. There will always be the Chicago Bears. And they're following a roadmap that the most valuable teams in the NFL have already followed. I mean, let's look at the landscape of the NFL and the most valuable teams. San Francisco, they play in Santa Clara. They don't play in San Francisco, right? The Dallas Cowboys play in Arlington, Texas. That's not Dallas. Right. And then the most relatable one is the New York Jets and the New York Giants. They play in a completely different state. They play in New Jersey. Those are some of the most valuable teams in the NFL. They've laid a roadmap to how to succeed and how to build profit and how to build great teams. And the Bears should simply follow that roadmap. Move with the money. It makes the most sense. And you don't lose your fan base. You actually expand it. And you're still in the same market. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, and it's a great point because I don't think many people understand. I've been to Dallas. I went to a playoff game there once, and it is in Arlington, and it is 30 minutes from Dallas.
Absolutely,
Dallas. I've been to MetLife Stadium for the Jets or Giants, and I mean it's a drive from New York City, more so than what we're talking about here in both cases, honestly.
And absolutely, and past just the location and the proximity to Chicago, it makes the most business sense. I'm a Chicagoan. I grew up in South Chicago. I moved to Northwest Indiana because it was better for my business and for my family. And I think they can capitalize off the same reasons all of the transplants that live in Northwest Indiana from Chicago moved here. It's a fiscally financial state, right? I mean, they're responsible. It's better for business. Therefore, it's just better for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, just in property tax alone it's night and day,
Night and day.
Night and day. So, I mean, you are obviously a big Bears fan. Do you have any insight on how this will change a little bit of the area once this does potentially happen?
Well, I mean, it doesn't change anything, man. That's the thing that everybody needs to talk about. Other than moving 25 minutes south of the city, you keep your fan base. It makes it great for us because we have a shorter drive to get to the game. And all of the talk of, you're going to lose, you lose revenue from the season ticket holders. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a list of potential new season ticket holders, right? Because I will show the Bears. Northwest Indiana is here to support them. They're going to get 100,000, 200,000 instant applicants for new season tickets. They will get more applicants than they will lose. No one's walking away from their Bear season tickets because they moved 20 minutes south. And the ones who do, us Northwest Indiana, Hoosiers are going to snap up those tickets faster than they go on the market. There is no loss of fan base. There is no loss. It's an expansion of your fan base. It's a simple 20-minute move south. And everybody just has to talk about that. And if you're a resident in Northwest Indiana and you want to support this, jump on the Better for the Bears website. Start talking about it on our Facebook page, on our social page. We need to show the Bears how much support Northwest Indiana has for the Bears. We love the Bears. We're Bears fans. We're a suburb of Chicago. Let's make it known. Let's stop this crazy talk from the Chicagoans saying they're leaving Chicago. That's not happening. They are in the Chicago market, 20 minutes south of the city. Let's go Bears.
Well, I'm obviously biased. I live in Crown Point. I'm a Northwest Indiana guy, right? I've been going to Soldier Field for 30 years at this point. Was there last Saturday for the Green Bay game. The getting in and out of there is miserable. It's just the way it is. And then going to Arlington, I'll be honest, that's probably cutting my games at least into a quarter of me.
Yeah.
It's just such a haul, and I don't really want to spend a weekend there. That's what it's going to take for me to justify it, because we get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. at this point.
And let's take this, and just to throw it out there, the further north you move, the more Packer territory you move into. That's just a fact. The further south you move, the more Bear territory you move into. There are more Bears fans south of the city than north of the city. Arlington, up north towards the border, you got all these cheesehead Packer fans. Down here in Northwest Indiana, we are Bears fans. And come on down. Let's go.
Bear down. Bear down. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your mission for the Better for the Bears. I just want people to be very clear on what the kind of movement is and how to get on the ground floor of it, to stay informed, to show that support to the Bears.
Yeah. So, we want all the Northwest Indiana residents to get on our social media platforms, and let's start supporting this movement of getting the Bears down here to Northwest Indiana. That's really what Better for the Bears is. We're going to share all the information we get from Earl and from the Sports Commission and from the elected officials that are driving this, driving this movement down here to Northwest Indiana. We're going to share it with all the Northwest Indiana residents. But in turn, we want you to share it. We want you to jump on, talk about this move, talk about the support for this move. That's the only way we're going to show the Bears how much love Northwest Indiana has for our Chicago Bears.
Let's go, Jesse.
Let's go.
What's your last question? What is your final prediction for this Sunday?
Woo! That's going to be a great game. It's going to be a shootout. I'm betting the over. How about that?
Okay. It does have the highest over-under of the 4 games slated this weekend at 49 last I looked.
Yeah.
So I think they're expecting that too. I know there's a lot of talk about maybe Stafford can't play in the cold. I don't really buy that. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think we're in for a game that's probably going to come down, like every Bears game this year, to the last possession.
28-24 Bears.
Love it, Jesse. Good luck. Make sure if you're watching, do go to the Facebook page, Better for the Bears. Get your updates. Show the Bears how much you support them coming here, and let's make it a reality, right?
Let's go.
All right, Jesse, thank you, man. And hey, real quick before you leave, do you want to talk about your next fight or no? Real quick.
Absolutely, man. So, hey, Northwest Indiana residents, we've got a crop of great fighters that train here in Northwest Indiana or in the Chicago region. We're at the Hard Rock Casino February 20th with Elite Fight Night 29. There are tickets still available. We did sell out last time and we sold out early, so get your tickets now if you can. Check us out, Elite Fight Night or EFN MMA on Instagram. Let's get to the fight and let's bring the Bears to the region.
I'll try to keep this quick in a Twitter or less, but I went to my first MMA fight at Hard Rock last month. Electric. Great job. It was so much fun. Had a blast. So keep doing what you do, Jesse. It is incredible.
Awesome. Well, we hope you'll be cage-side again in February.
Darn right. And VIP tables are available.
Get them while you can, because you're going to go out the door.
Yeah, that's right, man. All right. Thanks, Jesse. So thanks for watching this episode of Spotlight, and make sure to check out some of the events going on at the venue at Horseshoe Casino Hammond, including I Love the 90s featuring Tone Loc, Young MC, and CNC Music Factory on January 23rd, and Brit Floyd on February 20th. To find out about all things happening in the region, go to the Times website at nwi.com or on their socials, and please check out our Eat Local 219 app, both on iTunes and Android. New episodes drop every Thursday, so be on the lookout. Thanks again for watching, and have a great weekend.